Invasion of Ukraine is hitting the stock market hard. Take a look at the big board right now. You see the market is down 621 points. That's a little under 2%.
Thanks for having me on. And I think you're exactly right. We've seen, this has been leading up for quite some time. This is not, I hate to say it, it's not a surprise. The market was expecting this.
The president of the United States over the last couple of weeks saying that this invasion was imminent. So what are investors saying now as they look at the market in the days ahead?
And we've been building into it with a sell-off over the past couple of weeks. What we say right now, we're seeing, a continuation of that sell-off, about 2%, which when you think about it is not that bad considering, what's going on out there.
21 trucks, 200 soldiers, a $2.4 billion cargo moving under fog and radio silence. What Ukraine saw on its radar that night wasn't just another supply convoy, it was the artery of a covert nuclear deal. And within 13 minutes, it ceased to exist.
Russian forces have mounted a large attack on Zaporizhia in Ukraine, killing at least one and injuring 13 more. That's according to the city's mayor. The attack is the latest in Russia's unrelenting campaign against Ukraine in a war that's lasted more than 3 years now. And evidence is mounting that Russia's war effort is drawing military assistance from Chinese companies. The overnight rocket bombardment started several fires in the southeastern city that engulfed residential buildings. The mayor says 2 children were among those injured.
This video breaks down how Kyiv's drone network, operating on jam-proof links, executed one of the most devastating strikes of the modern era, and why the fallout didn't stop at the battlefield, but toppled markets in Tokyo and sent shockwaves through NATO briefings. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
I do think investors were prepared for it. I don't think we're going to get that much worse. The volatility index, which is a measure of investor fear, is at 35, which is pretty high. And initially rallied, but then pulled off. So that tells me maybe there's not as much fear out there right now. Now, if this thing continues and gets worse, well, then we'll have to see. But as of right now, the market is treating it, anything north of 40, you're really starting to get nervousness out there. But right now, I think it's a relatively controlled sell-off. I think, things like gold, which you would normally expect to rally.
Before the first drone lifted off, the real war was already hidden inside shipping manifests and encrypted invoices. On paper, it looked like energy trade, routine exports linking a Japanese refinery to Russian buyers. Buried in that paperwork was a code, MHJ-125. It slipped through customs and satellite review, but in Kyiv's intelligence vault, it lit up warnings like tracer fire. Analysts followed its trail through dense data layers, billing chains, freight nodes, maritime declarations. Each led back to a pattern connecting reactor-grade shipments from Shikoku's refineries with a logistics network serving a Russian weapons program. The detail that sealed it came from infrared satellite passes over Kursk, 21 trucks moving under fog, their heat signatures uniform and steady, nothing resembling a civilian convoy.
It was Russia's largest drone and missile attack since the war began. On September 7, Russia fired a total of 823 projectiles into Ukraine. According to numerous reports, many of the key components in Russia's drones come from Chinese suppliers. This month, Xi Jinping welcomed Vladimir Putin to Beijing for a military parade to mark the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. The Chinese president hailed the two leaders' closeness, despite Western sanctions. While most Western nations have cut ties with Moscow since it invaded Ukraine in February 2022, China's relations with Russia have strengthened.
Inside those sealed containers was the triad no nuclear engineer ignores: uranium ore, MOX fuel, uranium dioxide. Together, they formed the toolkit for rapid weaponization. Combined, the cargo's fissile potential was enough for dozens of tactical warheads, and its declared value, $2.4 billion, hid inside a web of shell companies and disguised export ledgers. In Kyiv, the debate turned sharp. Strike too soon, and the method of detection could expose the source network. Hesitate, and the shipment would vanish into a weapons complex deep inside Russia. Commanders weighed every risk while data streams from Mavic 3 drones and L-band comms confirmed the convoy's signature on Highway E38.
China-Russian relations have withstood the test of changing global circumstances, building a lasting friendship and comprehensive strategic cooperation, a model of win-win relations between major powers.
It says China is providing gunpowder, specialized chemicals, machinery and components directly to at least 20 Russian defense plants. China buys nearly half of Russia's oil exports and sells it everything from cars to electronics. Ukraine's intelligence agency says Beijing supports Moscow from the sidelines by allowing Chinese firms to export goods with dual commercial and military purposes.
From above, Maxar's thermal imaging marked the precise grid where fog met asphalt, the ignition point for Operation Intercept. At exactly 3:14, the first FPV unit launched. 14 minutes later, the feed showed flames climbing past the tree line. The lead Ural truck, the command carrier, the tanker, all destroyed. 21 vehicles. 13 minutes. A covert nuclear route erased before it could cross the border. But the detonation on that highway didn't just end a convoy, it set off something far larger. The convoy burned at dawn, but by noon markets across the Pacific were collapsing. Tokyo's stock exchange plunged over 2,000 points before the first trading hour ended. Energy firms, once untouchable, lost more than a third of their value as investors scrambled to exit anything linked to Shikoku's refining network. The financial shock tore through Asia, pushing currency desks into emergency mode while gold and oil futures spiked as if a regional war had begun. By midday in Europe, NATO command centers were lit with screens showing simultaneous crises: economic, diplomatic, and nuclear. The IAEA confirmed radioactive traces from the debris field, matching isotopic patterns from Japanese sources. Geneva hosted an unplanned summit where falsified export records were displayed like evidence in a courtroom. Faces stayed cold, but everyone in the room knew what those documents meant: an ally had breached the nuclear wall. Tokyo denied involvement. Moscow went silent. Washington demanded a full technical account within the hour. What began as a surgical drone strike turned into a test of alliance integrity. Energy trading froze. Stock markets in Seoul and Sydney halted. Even cryptocurrency exchanges flooded with panic sales, all triggered by one convoy erased in 13 minutes. At the Pentagon, analysts labeled the engagement a cleanest decapitation strike in 21st century warfare. A precision doctrine built around small units, satellite alignment, and FPV drone assault designed to neutralize a high-value asset without territory loss or human cost. It redefined deterrence, proving that destruction of a single logistical node could destabilize entire economies. But brilliance carried consequence. The irradiated zone along Highway E38 became a quiet warning about technological arrogance. Intelligence warfare, data files, satellite signatures, contracts traced across oceans, proved as lethal as artillery fire. A tactical defense had evolved into a global reckoning over secrecy, trust, and the very idea of victory itself. The strike was never about destruction. It was about exposure. Operation Intercept revealed how quiet trade routes and sanitized ledgers can hide the makings of global instability. A $2.4 billion shipment wrapped in legitimacy became proof that the greatest threats now move inside commerce itself. Ukraine's precision didn't just erase a convoy, it stripped away illusion, showing that truth itself can be a weapon when someone dares to use it. So the real question is, how many more such convoys roll unseen under the fog of trade? Subscribe and join a community that seeks to understand the realities of modern conflict.